Thought I'd show you a quick video today of slow feeder hay nets. This is a 1.5 inch hole net. We usually feed rations in these, so 1.5 to 2% of a donkey's weight. This is Ivan. He's a recent rescue. He's been with us for 3 weeks now, so he's just learning. He's showing you about the pace that you can get hay out of these. I want to keep them up off the ground so that they can't get their feet anywhere near the holes, but realistically for a standard sized donkey, their foot's not going to get into one of those. Even a mini generally is going to be okay. We did have 2 inch hole ones, I think, or 2.5. We did have a mini get his foot stuck briefly in one of those, so we don't use anything smaller, anything larger than a 1.5 inch hole bag. These work well with rations. You should expect your donkeys to finish their meal in about 3 hours. You found the top. Didn't you, buddy? They can hold about 20 pounds of hay. That's about the max we've ever put in them. Gets a little tricky getting the flakes in there for these any more than that, but 20 pounds is easy to load. Nice thing about these, you can get them, and if you've got people watching your farm or whatever, you can get a couple extra and you can load these bags so that if they are feeding the rations for you, all they have to do is already grab a preloaded bag, hang it. We just put them on these stall hooks. We have a note up there that says clip must attach to bottom of hay bag, because if you don't want the bag to sit on the ground, you can shorten that rope a little bit too. That one's a little long because we hang it in a couple other areas, but we clip it to the bottom, and now you see the bottom is now the middle. That's about the max that bag will drop. You can see, that's okay, I'm not here to mess with you, good boy. You can see how they get the hay out here. Pretty easy for them. Ivan's about 18, 19. We're not sure if he's ever eaten from these types of bags before, but they figured it out really well. They also seem to be favoring our 1 inch hole bags, which are much harder to get the hay out of, so we're not really sure why he tends to go to that one, but we just hung this one outside. Nice sunny day today, finally breaking the weather here in upstate New York, and he's enjoying having a meal. It's a nice pace for them, gives them something to do all day. They don't get bored and get into trouble. They can digest pretty quickly what they eat because they're getting a small amount out of there, and they will go right through this. I didn't weigh this bag. These guys aren't on rations because we're trying to get weight on them. You can see he's pretty hippie. And we've got Mr. Teddy over here. He's on a specialized diet because he's a senior. He's over 25 and he can't grind the hay. And you can see with Teddy, he's just keeping an eye on us here. He eats his ration of senior grain and Timothy hay pellets. He's really thin in his backside, really withdrawn. And we're trying to put some weight on. I think basically he was starving to death because they weren't feeding him special rations, and then they got in the kill situation and they weren't being fed at all. So it takes time. But Ivan did pretty well weight wise. He needs some top line support and some extra weight, so he's on a little bit of senior. He's on 1/4 senior twice a day, plus unlimited free choice that he can munch on. His appetite's fairly low comparatively to other animals we've brought in that were thin, so we just give him the time to eat what he wants. He's happy. He doesn't fuss with his buddy who's getting the other treats that he knows are in his container, and just gives him something to do. Hope this video helps you understand how these slow feed hay nets work. Lots of options out there. Like we said, 1.5 inch is nice for rations, and these hold up. This bag has been through hell and back. This bag went through our 5 pregnant feral donkey rescues last year as one of our feed bags that we used. There was no issues with this bag, I don't believe, that we had to patch. Sometimes you get a little bit of fraying, but it's not bad. Once the donkeys start picking at this a little bit, that can get a little loose, and then we'll eventually open that up. But you just take some of your baling twine and you can fix that real quick. But that bag is going on a year old with daily use, so it just goes to show you how well they do. And it's sort of a synthetic rope twine here. I'm grabbing some. You got a big bite there, buddy, huh? Yeah, they like these. They work really well, and keeps everybody calm. We've had 5 around 1 bag at a time. Even if you put 2 bags up, they will all eat out of the same bag until that one's gone, it seems like. And like we said, we just use a hook. They come with a cinch top that the rope goes through. You cinch it tight. You get a little clevis or something like that from the store, and you can hook that right up, and you've got yourself nice happy donkeys. Very little waste ever comes out of these, and you'll find in your herd some of them just are smart enough to eat the stuff that falls on the ground because it's easier to get. So if you do have bottom feeders, we just always recommend you rake out any feces that happens there. These guys just leave everything that falls on the ground, so we don't worry about that. We just let that hay become sort of extra material that they can stand on in the wet weather here. So that's it for today on this video. And if you have any questions, feel free to send a message or comment below. Thanks for watching. Hope it helps you.